Good evening, Speedgaming 2. I am Big Daryl 1986, and tonight I am joined by Hebbinks. And how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back with you on the mic again. This is round 2 of High Spirits versus Wildham.
Oh yes, the beard versus the creator. This will be another interesting match, as it looks like Weeaman and Styx are going to be the characters' names.
I always love when they get creative with their character names on the title screens. I'm boring. I always set mine as Hebbinks.
Yeah, I set mine to Daryl, so I mean, it's a thing.
Although I will be interested to see what sprites are chosen by the run tonight.
I have a feeling Roto is going to be chosen by High Spirits. Wildham, I'm not sure. Maybe something Final Fantasy I related.
Maybe. I mean, I know he's a big fan of that Kane sprite, and he's the one who made it originally for the game.
Yeah, that'd be a good choice. But yeah, we are, as having said, into Game 2, where if High Spirits wins, he goes on to the next round, and if Wildham wins, he forces Game 3. So it's going to be an interesting match. And they're off. We are starting with a sword, guys. Vanilla start. Rydia on Wildham's side.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, when we originally rolled out this the custom sprites for the randomizer, Wildham set up about 5 sprites. I know Kane and Rydia were among them. I cannot for the life of me remember the other 3. I think Fighter was one of them.
Yeah, I think it was Fighter or was it Black Belt? I don't remember.
I can't either, but I know he brought over some flavors from Final Fantasy IV and 1, and then it just exploded from there. For anybody who doesn't know about our custom sprites, it's built into the randomizer site. You can even upload a sprite of your very own. There's an option to do that. On the site, there's 76 different sprites to choose from currently.
I think that number's bumped up just a couple since last count, but I could be mistaken.
I don't know if the new ones have been pushed out in an update yet. I'll have to check.
Yeah, I haven't checked myself. But
we do typically like to hold off on updates mid tournament, so that way there's no bugs that seep into any of the matches. Both of our runners diverged pretty quickly here, though.
Well, kinda. They both decided to go to battlefields. High Spirits taking the east, and Wildham taking the Vanilla Charm battlefield.
Yeah, both have their merits. The one on the right that High Spirits took, it has higher level encounters, but usually fewer number enemies. So the one that Wildham's at is guaranteed to have formations of 3 every time, but typically weaker fights.
Yeah. But at the same time, Wildham found out that, you know, a blind Tristram is just somehow more worthless than regular Tristram.
You know, sometimes you think someone's terrible and you find out they're even worse. Although, finding a good rhythm, locating which enemies will die in one shot to the steel sword there, really playing out. Though those misses always make me cringe internally. I hate seeing that miss word. And Spirit's getting progression while Wildham gets fire resistance. Very nice.
And Spirit's deciding to come back to the 3 battle on the west.
Yeah, I guess, you know.
Ooh. That's 2 of 3 crests already with the Mobius crest.
Now, Moon Helmet, while not necessarily the best upgrade for the helmet, is what I consider in this tournament to be an essential piece of equipment. Fire resistance is very important for the final boss fight. Dark King loves to throw out Mega Flare, and if you don't have fire resistance, that's a guaranteed 900 plus damage right in your face. And Tristram hitting out bombs here, basically vanilla.
Yeah, I'm a little thrown off by that, but hey, you know what? We can keep going here. We don't have to go to Aquaria. That's pretty nice.
It's a 50-50 on whether or not this strategy will pan out. Depending on how high HP Rex rolls, this could be a good play or a painful play. If Rex rolls in the 3000s, it's going to be either a very long drawn-out fight with a lot of resets, or it could be a pretty simple fight. We'll see how it goes tonight.
And High Spirits finding a multi-key in the secret room, as I like to call it.
Yeah, proving to chat that this is indeed randomized. We promise.
Yeah, something I've always questioned, even as a kid, is I feel like they want to expand on the dungeons just a little bit more, so rooms like that one were added. They just, never got to do anything with it.
Yeah, nothing of substance was added at all, which is a bummer. It's usually just brown box checks. But for this tournament, that's important. All of our red chests have been shuffled amongst the brown boxes that you can find in the vanilla game. So every chest is potentially a key item or something important. And Ham deciding to save seconds by not healing. We'll see if that plays out for him.
Yeah. It won't hurt him too much, most likely, but Spirit's deciding to take on an extra enemy. Maybe he's hoping to pick up a extra level? Kind of weird, but...
Maybe looking to get 200 HP before Rex, just in case, since this could potentially be a painful fight. We'll see what Wild Hand does here. No spells picked up from either of our runners yet, and Ham also going straight into the dive.
Yeah, heal is the only spell that they've gotten so far from the old man in the forest.
Yeah, well, I don't really count that as a spell, but that is true. It is a spell. So my mistake. Yeah, there is another option on the table for our runners with that sand coin, which is as soon as they got those bombs from Tristan, they could have bailed and grabbed Phoebe. Returning to this fight with any other partner besides Tristan 1 and Kaylee 1 will let the runners one-shot this boss by casting life with their partner. Otherwise, they will have to fight through this normal style.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of, are you really saving time going there and then coming back through the tower?
Yeah, a lot of factors play in there. I mean, if you get exit, warping back the forest is always an option, and it's a very fast transport.
Yeah, but that's a big if, because we don't know where exit is yet.
Indeed, and this Rex doesn't look too bad so far. Pretty tame on the HP. High Spirits already in phase 2.
Yeah.
His Ben's taking a beating, but that 200 HP is playing out for him really well.
It is a little beefy, but I mean, should be going down here pretty quick.
Yeah, the second half of Rex's AI is really where things are going to get hairy. When he gets about 50% HP, he's going to start throwing out quakes or rip earths, as I think they're officially called. Those will do a lot of damage, especially if not split up amongst the party. If Tristan's the only one standing, it'll basically one-shot him, or darn close to it.
Yeah, definitely not something he could take twice.
Ooh, and there's a sleepy boy Tristan, not dead. No, I'm just playing possum, and there's those rip earths just coming out more frequently in phase 2 here.
Yep. Ooh, High Spirits is tempting fate. And down goes Tristan. And down goes Tristan on Wildham's side.
Yep, neither of our runners have life right now, so this could just be a nasty fight. Oof.
Yeah, this might be the time where I just say, yeah, come back. Because it's all brown boxes, and that's exactly what Wildham's going to do.
I was about to say, he reloaded his save and then jumped back in. I was like, I don't think that's the input you wanted there, bud.
Yep, Wildham deciding, you know what? I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, High Spirits deciding to take this on. I think he saw a glimmer of hope there getting to phase 3. So maybe hoping a little bit of extra good RNG will push him through to the end there and saving him a trip back to the end of Bone Dungeon. We'll see if that pans out for him. He could be saving time here, or he could be losing some time.
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, knowing that this Flamerous Rex is a little beefier, I personally would, probably take Wildham's side on this. Yeah, I gave it the old college try. Good enough.
Yeah, I haven't been counting HP, and we'll find out if Ham comes back and casts life on the big guy, but I'm guessing Rex probably has somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 HP. At these low levels without good equipment, that's pretty hard to surmount. I would say if our runners had Excalibur or Giant's Axe or Mega Grenades, this would be a much better fight. But only having Vanilla Bombs and Sword and no armor is pretty rough.
It's gonna be painful, but High Spirits is in Phase 3, so I'm presuming Phase 4 is gonna happen here real quick.
Mm-hmm. Although that crumpled pile of bones still poses a challenge. I've gotten to that phase and been like, yes, it's finally over, and then, you know, surprise KO out of nowhere.
Yeah, I've had seeds like that as well, where it was a bad time. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, High Spirit's sending it, though. Full offense, and he's down.
All right, so we have our first of 4 elemental fiends, if you will, taken out on High Spirit's side, while wildham is fighting an experienced battlefield.
Mm-hmm. And I've noticed, even though there's 4 brown boxes, there's 4 chests in this room, Rex has been a real cheapskate this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it just means that those chests are going to be somewhere more ridiculous later. And there's the Venus key, so we do have both keys already.
Mm-hmm. Checks into checks into checks into checks.
Yep, and Baxtrus asking in chat, what do the different battlefield colors represent? Well, green means that it is going to be the GP, the vanilla green color. Gray means they're going to be experience. And blue means item. Charmclaw on Wildham's side, did you catch what that item was for sale?
That is our Dragon Claw for a cheap 200 GP. And with Phoebe in the party, these fish are about to be fried. That is a one-fight battlefield. This will basically all but guarantee our money for that Dragon Claw. The cheapest amount of... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, unless it's the cheapest one, and then it's going to really push it.
Yeah, the cheapest battleground reward is 120 GP, which is pretty stingy, but still manageable. You'll have to grind out maybe like 1 or 2 more fights to get the cash you need, but 4 out of 5 chances to get the money you need for that pickup's really good.
Yeah, nothing like hitting the 1200 and then just not even having to worry about money the rest of the seed.
And gets 600 from that battlefield, so he'll be set for his purchase here. And with a few more fights, he'll be able to make his purchase in Fireburg. And if he doesn't have to make a purchase in Fireburg, he'll have all the cash he needs for the Windy Avenger. Thunder Rock, this is looking like a jet seed. And seeds from the box before Aquaria, you could farm them really easily.
Oh, Wintry Cave is stacked. Wow.
Yeah, easy way to farm brown box chests right there for anybody who wants those seeds that Spirit just found. All you have to do is leave, walk back in, open the chest, walk back in, open the chest over and over again. And you basically have infinite seeds to farm. So it doesn't even look like our runners need to shop for seeds. If they want to spend like a second or like 30 seconds refreshing that box.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, these runners won't need that many seeds, because you do get the 25 right before the Dark King. So you're set on that fight, but, I mean, I'd say, what, 4 or 5 maybe regularly?
Yeah, I would say getting about 9 seeds will do you pretty well. 12 if you've been really in a bind for spell charges, but Ham gets his Fireburg access. He basically has access to the whole world. Yeah, no, He's got Windy access too. He's got multi-key and Mobius Crest, so he could easily just go and get Phoebe too right now.
And that's what I think he's going to go do.
Yeah, making a pit stop in Fireburg, checking out Tristram 2's drop, picking up our homeboy Ruben or Tristram going through the Hermit's house, and then picking up Phoebe 2 for some early firepower.
Yeah. Meanwhile, High Spirits following along getting that money. Oh, wow. Wildham is not going to Fireburg.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to stop and use the rest of Phoebe's magic charges before dipping into Fireburg. I also noticed that both of our runners have Gemini Crest, so they don't even have to go through Focus Tower. They could get to Fireburg through Aquaria, basically using the network to the world that is Fireburg, warping everywhere they need to go.
Oh yeah, no, they picked up Gemini Crest real early. It was in the Bone Dungeon, I think.
Mm-hmm. So we have one of the seeds I like to call decision paralysis on the table now. The world is your oyster, and you have no idea where you should probably go first.
Yep. High Spirit's not opting to not go to Fireberg yet. Gonna pick up Phoebe's item from the Wintry Cave, and probably see all the other nice goodies and rejoice.
For anybody not familiar, in order to upgrade your partners in this game, you have to get their drop. Great idea to pick up that battleground, though, for Wildham. He now has mega grenades. He is basically set on equipment in terms of weaponry. He just needs any axe, and then he'll be set on that forefront.
Yeah. High Spirits with the Dragon Claw. He's probably going to be... Oh, vanilla. Well, I mean, he might need an axe. So.
I was going to say, that's his axe now. He doesn't have to fish for it. The only thing he'd have to do is stop and get a little extra money, and then he's set. Tristram handing out Flare. What is this seed?
Yeah, you're banned from rolling seeds.
Look, man, sometimes I just got to make things interesting, and I just let RNG take the wheel, and this is what we got.
Wildham, no, go back.
And white. Wow. The only thing we're missing is Captain's Cap right now, which, you know, has a nasty ability to be anywhere. Except for, even on Max Ship, the only place it can't be is Doom Castle.
Well, some of Doom Castle, anyway.
Yeah. Ham was about to go pick up Phoebe, but he forgot to swap out, so...
And there we go. Meanwhile, High Spirit's deciding to take on the squid. So we'll... If this is Captain's Cap, that'd be pretty funny, honestly.
That would be pretty rad. We got a question in chat of what's the fastest finish? I think for these seed settings, it's about an hour and a minute during qualifiers. I'll have to go back and check the official times. But yeah, I think that's the fastest finish we've had so far. I have not been able to check every race that we've had in this round 16. It's been super busy, and I haven't been able to moderate all of the matches. Fortunately, me and Chanigan have been able to split those up amongst ourselves, but I think about an hour 1 minute has been the fastest completion time so far with these seed settings.
Ouch. Nothing but cure potion.
Not looking much better on Wild Ham's side. There's a piece of garbage stuck to the bottom right-hand side of his screen, and I just want it to go. There we go. Get it out of here. And Ham getting his 3 seeds.
Well, I mean, Ham's got some... Ooh, Wakewater's nice. Ham has some really good options right now, because he can go up to Spencer's place, and that's what he's doing. We're going to trigger some Frosty Water. Pick
I
up
love seeing that ship
Spencer's
sail
item.
on ice. Age Shield. Huge pickup.
And Tree Wither, I guess, if you need to get Kaylee's item.
Maybe. With the way the seed's been trending so far, that might not be needed. However, since both of our runners have basically finished all their business they need in Forester for the time being, I really wouldn't go back unless I had Elixir, or in Wildham's case, save Rex for last.
Yeah. I mean, if you're saving Rex for last, you're kind of hoping that you have exit.
High Spirit's getting his mega grenades now. Looks like he's probably going to make the same play that Ham made, potentially. I don't see a Libra Crest on the table.
No, not yet.
Yeah, looks like there was a little bit of decision movement paralysis there for a second, trying to figure out where he should go next, realizing he has the Gemini Crest. He could probably get the Fireberg faster that way.
Yeah.
And indeed, taking the Merchant's House. We'll see if he picks up the axe now or save it for later.
Well, he hasn't toured Windia yet, so he made the semi-smart choice.
Made the safe play. Picking up that battle axe now instead of potentially like having to make another trip back to Fireberg into the vendor's house.
As he gets his flare, and he's going to pick up the Reuben with whichever pain he chooses to have today. Alright, so he's going to go exploring in the area. He's going to take on this blue battlefield that I believe is where Ham is. for a magic ring. Well, that's sad.
Yeah,
'Cause,
the bummer about getting those high-end pieces of equipment early is any subsequent lower pieces of gear you get are basically dud checks.
Yep. Which is good in a way.
Yeah, by the way, chat, we do know that High Spirits has the Battle Axe. Unfortunately, the tracker is not playing nice for us right now. We're trying to get that fixed for y'all. But yeah, no, we are aware that Spirits did pick up the Battle Axe. Ooh, Ham diving into mines. Not a bad play. There's a good amount of checks in here. There's 5 of them behind Jin. Aaron is also on the table to be rescued after killing Jin. Worst case scenario, Ruben might be holding on to something, but it's an easy trek back to that little spot after you kill Jin with Phoebe.
Yeah. I mean, the only real question is if there's any monsters in the path. Kind of like that, but, you know, in the required path.
Yeah. But with Phoebe, I mean, and even with Ruben now, both of our runners are stacked with firepower. Flare and White are going to make mincemeat of any enemy encounters they get in here with Ben. The only thing they'll have to worry about is getting outsped if there's anything along the major pass. And I did not catch what the Windia vendor had. Did you catch what she had?
I admittedly did, but I've forgotten because we moved on.
True. The Battle Axe thing caught my eye, and I've just been like trying to. I got caught up trying to do that.
It happens.
Wakewater. Thank you, Farfalu. Farfalu, one of our other runners in the tournament this year, and last year's champion, won SGL 2022. Always nice to see some of our competitors pop in the chat and watch the competition live. Offer some insights as me and Daryl can only catch so much watching 2 races simultaneously.
Yes, and play around with Tracker because it wants to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I got the Battle Axe to work. So.
Yep. Good job with that one. And nothing in the sealed temple for either of our runners, so not an extensively long check, thankfully. You kind of step in, take a peek, you warp, take another peek, and you're done.
Yeah.
Good eye watching the competition. This should be a pretty easy fight, even with those fire attacks doing about 600 damage. Jin is just not going to be able to out-damage Phoebe.
No.
So unless Wildham gets incredibly unlucky, this should be a pretty simple fight. And yep, just offering himself up as a meat shield while he goes ahead and tops off, and this fight should probably be done in about 2 or 3 more turns.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to take that long. Even in vanilla, Jin isn't super dangerous with Ruben 1 of all partners, but, you know, just a little time consuming.
Yeah, not to mention that he also has a speed advantage with Phoebe, outspeeding Jin every turn. Yeah, now 3 more turns, bada bing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, High Spirits is on his tail.
Our runners reconverging. Now, while it looks like Wildham has a slight lead over High Spirits, don't forget that High Spirits took the time to stick out the Rex fight, so he does not have to go back and complete Bone Dungeon, while Wildham has to go back. However, if Ham gets exit, that could make things a lot easier for him.
Oh, yeah.
And we are seeing some enemies along the main path here, so unless our runners find exit sometime before they make a Ruben check, that is going to be a slight annoyance in having to double back in here. Oh, did Spirits get a little loop confused there for a second?
I think he did.
Yeah, I hate to misnavigate in the mines. Sometimes the conveyor belts can be a little confusing if you haven't run in a little while. And yeah, making a loop back to the beginning there can cost you a few seconds. Thankfully, it's not too long of a trip back.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, Spirits did spend his day playing a game he hasn't touched in 25 years, so...
True. Wildham making the quickest check of Volcano I think I've ever seen. Literally checked 4 chests and then dipped out.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I don't really blame him.
No, I don't either. Getting Lava Dome done pretty quickly, I mean, in terms of check density and in terms of like main task progression is a pretty safe choice to make.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention you can actually finish Lava Dome and do all the checks. I mean, if they didn't have the Mega Grenades readily available, it'd be a different story, but now we can check stuff like this that Wildham's checking, and the Vanilla Life Spot, which is might have something.
Yeah, nothing for our runners in the Vanilla Moon Helmet spot, unfortunately, but we'll see if the life spell spot has something for them. If Ham decides to check, he faded this last match as well. Both of our runners actually faded the life spell check, and it cost them dearly in terms of time.
Yeah, see, that's one thing I would hate to do is something like that, because in the back of my mind, I would be going, oh yeah, cool, I didn't need that. Later on, I'd be questioning, oh wait, what did I skip?
Yeah. I think High Spirits basically full cleared all but 2 chests, and he was missing Aegis Shield and one other piece of equipment. I forget what it is, but the Aegis Shield not being present in either of our runners' inventory was pretty huge in terms of that final fight. Thunder is basically dud check at our point. Our runners have white, making all other magic spells besides Flare kind of a moot point. I don't know, Daryl. I have a community opinion about this. I want your take on it too. A lot of the speedrunners will prefer white over Meteor because the animation is half as long. What's your take on that?
I prefer white just because I forget which enemies are strong against Earth-type damage.
Fair. Yeah, it's a matter of, do I save 3 seconds per cast, or do I do an extra, I think it's like 400 damage per cast.
Something thereabouts.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the enemy and the situation. Normally, though, I'm sticking with white just because it's non-elemental. I know it works on everything with no resistance issues.
It's the safe bet.
And there's the elixir. Ooh, boy. Well, all of a sudden, Kaylee becomes a real thing as High Spirits finds his white spell.
Yeah, chat, keep us honest here. Did High Spirits find his tree wither and we missed it? Nothing in Grandma and Grandpa's basement.
Nope. Yeah, I don't think he did, but I might be forgetting.
You know? Again, we get caught up trying to watch 2 things at the same time.
There's Quack!
There's that nasty piece of trash on High Spirits screen now. Get it away from me. I joke about Quake a lot, chat, but that's just because the way the spells work in this game is, unfortunately, they are scaled by where you would find them in the game. Quake, since you find it as the very first offensive spell, scales super poorly and basically does less, just like a slight damage increase over the steel sword.
Yeah,
it's not very
and
good
if I remember right, I think the tree wither was in Spencer's place, either from Spencer or the lock chest, so High Spirits should be getting the tree wither momentarily.
Yeah. And opts to buy the elixirs, so this will set him up for Kaylee too if she's bogarting something important. I can't see anything go mode related that could be blocked behind her besides Cap. Or Lever Crest into Cap.
Yeah. And there's the tree wither, so...
Yeah, Ham picking up a Night Sword, not something he wanted to see, but, you know, it's off the table now at least. And rushing headlong in the Wyvern has the levels for it. Level 14 is not a terrible level to take this on. Neither one of these characters has a huge advantage HP or resistance-wise to Wyvern. Phoebe doesn't have fire resistance, and Ham just does not have a ton of HP, though he does have fire resistance with the Moon Helm. No life, though, is going to make this a little tricky in terms of managing Phoebe's HP.
Yeah. And Spirits opting to take a battlefield fight in the Windia area. I mean, it's doable.
It's a lot of good XP too. Windia's is going to be your like end game location that's going to give you the highest XP and GP rewards per battle. So if there was a place to grind out, it would be here.
And you don't have to worry about getting wiped out because you have Phoebe too. Now you could get confused and it would be a bad time.
Ooh, Ham forgot to top up on his spell charges for Rydia before going into this fight. Was looking forward to using that white spell against Wyvern, but unfortunately he's going to have to stick with just using Phoebe now.
And there's a level for Benjamin. As High Spirits goes to check the gonna check the rope bridge, then I assume the Doom Castle basement. I assume.
Fun little background sprite with it for anybody who hasn't ever doubled back to Rope Bridge after freeing Mac's ship. This is in the vanilla game, although a lot of people just don't see it because it's not something you would normally do.
Yep. Oh, not dipping the Alive Forest or Doom Castle basement. Well.
I was about to say, is he about to sprint the P-Tower? That's a bold move. But he does have the gear for it, so, besides Dark Armor.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's most likely going to follow Ham into the Lava Dome, or he's probably going to double back for the Ice Pyramid. Because he does have the Wake Water, so I mean, that would be a good idea. But you're already here in the Lava Dome, so...
Yeah, meanwhile, Wildham chipping away at this Wyvern with Mega Grenades, really feeling the lack of firepower from White there.
Yeah. High Spirits in the Lava Dome.
It looks like Ham has a decent pattern now.
Mostly.
Ooh, checking the chest that Ham opted to skip. It's just an axe. Unfortunate. And
this time.
Brown box in the life chest, so really nothing good to reward. So Ham's gamble paid off in skipping that entire right side of the volcano here. Lava Dome, I should say.
And who knows if Ham skipped that with the intention of going back, or, might have just forgotten it entirely.
Ooh, Ham in a tricky situation here. Let's hope he gets the kill, because if not, there's a chance that Petrification could go off here and reset his fight. Thankfully, he takes some thunder damage instead.
And
come tennis curse that.
Yeah.
And down goes Wyvern.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a red chest behind Wyvern, so...
Yeah, our dragon was hoarding some loot. Let's see what he's got.
Well, jumbo bombs are still on the table for useless. Steel helmet, steel shield.
Giant axe.
I just want to see something useless. Oh, gas mask.
I mean, neither of our runners have dipped all the way into where you would need the mask.
Steel shield it is.
True trash. Unfortunate. Oh, Ham doing his due diligence, gonna go ahead and dip back over to that grenade side. Will not be a long trek back though, thankfully, so gonna go ahead and peek the life chest, brown chest, and then he's gonna run up and get an axe and be sad. But that does mean he saves a cool 500 GP, does not need to go buy that battle axe from the vendor.
Doesn't need to. Yeah, no, I don't think he will.
I mean, that's
you got the best weapons overall. You don't.
Daryl, that's 10 seeds, my guy. In this economy.
Yeah, in this economy, do you need 10 seeds?
I mean,
you have free seeds right over there.
You get a battle axe, you get 10 seeds. I mean... I'll be interested to see if our runners do a little last minute shopping on Mac's ship or Firebird before heading to Doom Castle.
Depends on if they have to go through Mount Gale as well.
All right, here's where we're going to see our runners sync up a little bit here. Ham is going to double back and take care of his Sculler's Rex here. Did not pick up Elixir from Windia, from what I can recall.
No. So but I bet he's going to go get Kaylee 1 and get that item since he's right there.
Yeah. If Kaylee 2's holding on to a key item, though, that's going to be a triple dip for Ham. That could cost him a lot of time.
How angry is he going to be when Kaylee 1 is holding on to the sun coin?
Oh man, I don't know. She could be having her dad's hat, and if she has the captain's cap, that is a huge advantage for Ham. That means that he doesn't have to go back and talk to that vendor. It means he doesn't have to go and check Ruben 2. It basically means he just got to fish around for some more armor, and then he's good. And realistically, for King, you don't need chest armor.
The defense boost is nice for the spider attacks and the second phase weapons.
But there are no status immunities that it would grant that King has. King does not put you to sleep. So while he would be feeling the pain a little bit more, he has everything he needs to resist webs, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And life spell, as chat pointed out, would be another huge piece. Unfortunately, Ham did not life wreck, so we don't get to see how much life he exactly had. But he's dead in 2 turns anyway, so easy peasy.
And Night Sword.
Spirit's doing us a favor there, being so kind as to open up his full menu screen so we could double check on the tracker, make sure we have everything checked off for him. Thank you.
Nothing on the right side, which we knew.
Yeah, but no exit, so Wildham is making the trek back. Some chunky enemies here in Lava Dome. Not a lot of one-turn kills for Phoebe. Spirit's having to follow up with his own white attacks to clean up.
But I mean, honestly, with the Hydra also beefed up, it kind of fits. I mean,
And Spirits did take the opportunity to refresh his own spell slots, so this will be a slightly faster fight for him, unless he takes a dive to Petrification combo somehow.
all right, Wildham getting Kaylee 1 because, well, she's a check.
Indeed. A fun little optimization I like to do here is as soon as I pick up Kaylee 1, I put her in auto just to save some like a fraction of a second for the menuing time so I can just blow up this Minotaur and be on with my day. Am checking his other tree chests. Nothing but brown boxes. Man, Rydia just blends in with that grass.
Yep, just a little bit. That orange tree popping out zombie hole. Or no, this is the Minotaur. Zombie is the regular monster form.
I mean, he only lasts 2 seconds anyways. I don't care to remember his name.
Right.
And she has her dad's hat. That is huge, chat.
That's go mode.
Yep. All Ham really needs in his arsenal is life. He could do this without life. If you play your cards right and you keep Phoebe alive, it will be a slower fight, but a doable fight, especially with defense strategies on the table. So Ham could just go full Mr. President mode with Rydia and go ahead and run straight to Dark King right now.
Good.
Of course, after clearing Pazuzu's tower.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ice Pyramid.
Yeah.
Which I think Ham feels like he did, because he was checking that Sun Coin door. No. Let's see if he remembers. Oh, there's Elixir.
Gonna feel a little salty about picking up that elixir, but I guess not too salty since he already has Captain's Cap. Oh, Ham's dipping back to grab Phoebe too. He had to do a party swap.
Yeah.
I saw the hesitation there. He might have been considering doubling back to grab Kaylee too before coming here, but I decided against it probably.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, Kaylee's just as useful in both dungeons, honestly.
Now, order of operations here. Ham could go either order. He can go back to Pyramid, or he could just sprint to P-Tower and then save Pyramid for last. The order does not matter in which you complete to get your Sky Coin. Looks like Ham is dipping straight into Tower. Wanted to peek that room. Unfortunately, there's an enemy hiding behind that pillar.
Womp womp.
Yep, gonna go ahead and take the time to kill instead of running from it, though, for the extra XP.
Nothing there. Talk to Jerkbird, and he's off the climb.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the different strategies for talking to Jerkbird in this tournament. I've recently adopted first floor strats myself. I used to do third floor, and when I first started, I did seventh floor conversation strats. But
speaking of third floor, that's gross.
But there's something there. Is a goodie. By the way, Claw can be in this chest. I've had Dragon's Claw be in that chest, and it's really annoying.
Well, I mean, at least it'd be there.
True. Oh, Ham opted to ask them a question, and they dodged that pun.
Oh, Spirits finding the mirror on top of the volcano before he fights Medusa.
That could potentially be big for Spirits. If Ham does not opt to go back and get that mirror, then we're going to see a difference of, navigating blind versus being able to see every enemy placement in Pyramid.
There is no way Ham goes back for that mirror. So it's just a matter of how many monsters he runs into.
True. At this point, anyone can say, because another setting we have turned on for this tournament is random enemy placement. Something we haven't talked about in a lot of our commentaries is the enemy placements have been randomized for this tournament. So you might notice that enemies have been conveniently shifted sometimes or made a conga line in other places. That's just how it be. Noble armor pickup, a good upgrade.
Ham forgetting he doesn't need to close this one. He found a Jerkbird on the third floor.
Correct, but I think muscle memory just kind of kicked in there for him and better be safe than sorry. Realistically, since Jerkbird's on third floor, that means that Ham would only need to shut the lever on floor 4 and floor 2 to trap him on an odd number floor.
Meanwhile, Spirits opting to go the long way to the volcano exit. I don't like this play, but that's me.
I've noticed that High Spirits tends to be thorough with his checks. It's kind of a man after my own heart. I try to be as thorough as possible, too. Ham, on the other hand, being a little more risky with his plays and has either been rewarded or it's come back to bite him. It's been about a 50-50. It looks like the seed might be rewarding for him, though. We'll see how everything pans out. Again, nothing set in stone until our runners finally kill Dark King. He is the great equalizer.
Yeah, meanwhile, Spirit's making his way. He's going to be going back to Aquaria. Or check Kaylee, I'm not sure which. Yep, it's Aquaria.
Fun coding fact for the randomizer. In vanilla, you can't open those doors from the backside. So when Ham first made the randomizer, you would get soft locked or basically, stuck behind that door if you had a coin, but tried to talk to it from the back end. So he coded it to where you can talk to it from both sides. Yeah, and Spirit's proving me wrong once again. He's decided to double back to Foresta. Yeah, this is probably a gut feeling on his end, and it's going to be rewarded. He's going to get his captain's cap early. Or not early, but, exactly when he needs it, like a wizard. So. Big, bushy, bearded wizard. I will be interested to see what Kaylee 2 is holding, though. Yeah. You gotta assume he's gonna go right for Kaylee 2. Oh, for sure. You're right there. You gotta go back and get Phoebe as well, so it'd be silly not to go back and get Kaylee 2. You can do Ice Pyramid with Kaylee 2 easily. You're not gonna have white, but oh no, you've already got flare, so it doesn't matter. It's gonna be like a 2-turn melt for the snowman anyways, so why not? Plus, like we said, you do get an item from Kaylee too, and there's the Libra crest, so we have a full collection of crests on Wildham's side. Ham looking a little sparse on seeds there. I see 2 left in his inventory. I'll be interested to see if he takes a fight just to duplicate some. If not, shopping is probably on the table for him back in Fireburg. Yeah, most likely probably going to go shopping. Be the easiest way. So I've noticed a lot of times, don't really think about duplicating him in battle. Yeah. No Gaia armor yet for either of our runners. White could be holding on to that Gaia armor in Libra Temple. That's the only check you really have behind Libra Crest besides the giant tree. Yeah, besides the Life Forest. Ooh, first turn Petrify. Is this going to be a 1-2 punch KO?
No, does not.
Ham has heal.
And Imagine Sleep asking in chat, did HS get his Thunder Rock? I am pretty sure he did. I am not 100% on that. We'll have to wait for him to look at his inventory again.
Yeah, he might have dodged the check that Ham got earlier.
He did get it? Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and check.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Yeah. Ooh, Kaylee too, holding on to life. So that's going to make some of these fights a lot more safe for High Spirits, allowing him to play riskier, potentially making up some time against Ham here.
Well, not just play riskier, but a lot safer for Dark King.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it looks like High Spirit's gonna double back to the Ice Pyramid here, and then go to Pazuzu's Tower.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 1-2 punch from Pazuzu, though. This is basically the first equalizer of this round is Jerkbird RNG. And if Phoebe goes down in any capacity, that is a basic wipe for Ham here, since he doesn't have life like Spirits does.
Yeah, and he's just one, what is that, Sky Uppercut, where he dive bombs everybody?
Yeah, Sky Attack.
There, yeah, there we go, Sky Attack. Well-modulated transceiver. If you click on the speedgaming.org/events or schedule link right above, you will be able to find out. I am honestly not 100% sure on who is up after us, or if there will be one on Speed Gaming Prime, but...
An exit for High Spirits.
Oh,
that's
man.
Huge. Yeah, just like Ham, making some risky, making some decisions that are panning out for him early. Spirits is making some decisions later in this run that are really panning out for him, getting loaded up with life, exit, arrow, basically everything he's going to need for a very fast Pazuzu's Tower.
Yep, and less likely to need seeds, because with that arrow that Pazuzu is mysteriously weak against. I don't know, I'm just saying. You're the elemental bird of wind, you should probably not be weak to it. You're not going to need to use as many seeds that way, so...
Yeah, a questionable decision as to why this bird is weak to the wind, but I'll leave that between the developers.
Well, I mean, it's fair. I mean, what else is Kaylee 2 going to cast for him to be weak against? Blizzard? Oh, boy.
Beware of my spooky snowman.
There we go, Vaxxers. Thank you for that. Letting us know there is a Super Metroid 100% race after this race is over tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern.
See in a red chest where High Spirits opted to skip in favor of a deep dive here. I'll be interested to see if he doubles back with exit to go grab that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we basically know that's got to be like Gas Mask or Suncoin.
Or Gaia Armor.
That is true. Gaia Armor is the one we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Steel Helmet yet either, so...
Oh, the tin can? No one wants to see the tin can. We don't talk about the tin can.
we already had to talk about Quake, so, I mean... We got to talk about the tin can.
Yeah, he's got to pick up his trash can and toss his Quake book in.
Hey, some games, the trash can helmet is a valid defensive item.
I really do want to ask him to like subtly sneak in a trash can sprite for that steel helmet. Just, you know, on an update, just don't say anything, patch it in really quick for like one patch.
Make it an optional flag, why not?
Right.
But yes, the music
in
on
phase
this
two.
game is amazing. Easily one of the top Super Nintendo soundtracks. Oh, there is another red chest behind the wonky.
I don't know if Spirits saw it. He just
I
kinda
think he
blitzed right
did.
past it. Just
I think
opted
he
not
just
to.
feels ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could be playing what I said earlier, which is, you know, you really only need Age of Shield, Fire Resistance, and Cupid Locket, although I don't remember where Cupid Locket was picked up.
It was pretty early. I think it was Windia. Or no. You know, I don't remember now. But I mean, honestly, that's one of the 3 remaining items that's going to be the Steel Helmet, Gas Mask, or Sun Coin. Or Gaia Armor.
Meanwhile,
So-
Jerkbird striking a pose in phase 3. Ham making slow but steady progress.
Oh, Spirits did opt to skip that one chest, so...
Oh, that arrow crit.
Oh, I
Good
thought we already
lord.
had the Venus shield, so...
Thank you very much, Baxters. Okay, decent luck on that. I was holding my breath there for a second. I won't speak anything to existence until this Jerkbird goes down, but that was a very, very prickly situation that Ham was in for just a second there.
Oh, yes.
Not having wind resistance on the main character is making those arrows super deadly. Ham sending it though, offering himself up as a body, and down goes Jerkbird.
Right as High Spirits makes his way into the tower. So, good news. I'm pretty sure this means that Spirits, if he talks to Jerkbird here, should theoretically have the bird pop up on floor 5.
Potentially, we'll see where he lands.
So if what Wildham has said before holds true, where the bird's only supposed to go up a set number of floors or move a set number of floors in one direction or the other, if he only moved up 2 floors, that's going to make it a little bit easier on High Spirits.
Ham also now having to go back and do Pyramid without Mirror. Doesn't have exit to leave P Tower. This puts High Spirits in a very, very good position right now. I would honestly say, from a commentator's perspective, that Spirits does have the lead over Ham right now.
Yeah, but we got to see how this tower treats him.
And again, time loss against Dark King is huge. You make it to phase 4 and you take a wipe, then it's like 6-7 minutes lost.
Yeah. But again, I mean, with the with exit in the ice pyramid itself, unless Ham just straight up skips it, he should be fine.
And now I'm curious where Gaia Armor is.
Probably the one before the ice golem, honestly.
Yeah, there was 2 chests that Spirits faded in Ice Pyramid. It was one of the checks on the left, and then that glass door right before Golem. I'll be interested to see if Ham decides to dip in those, trying to get a little extra resistance before dipping into the fight or trying to fish for life. Ham doing a little bit of shopping there, topping up on his seeds. And if you're right, Daryl, this next floor, we should see Jerkbird for Spirits.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention when he was climbing up because I was looking over the Wildham side, and I forgot to even see.
Well, you can't peek floor 5 from the way up unless you decide to walk all the way over and around. You like physically can't see it.
Oh, well. Huh.
Not on floor 5, and Wildham also fading that same chest that Spirits faded, deciding to sprint straight for Golem.
I mean, let's see if it pays off. There's Arrow, so we know the next one is going to be Exit.
Ooh, Ham did not also go to the left like Spirits did, so Exit's on the left-hand side over there. He just peeked that chest, but I don't think he's not grabbing it. There's 2 red chests over there. He doesn't have exit right now.
And enjoy your crab fights, people, because this is the only time you're going to see him in this scene.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs is not going to make an appearance tonight. Our runners are way too stacked to make that dive.
Yeah. Much like the Ghidras are really only going to be here.
Is this Jerkbird on floor 2?
Is it? Yeah, because he talked to him on 3, so he has to be on 2.
Or 1. He could have jumped down. He could have jumped down 2 floors instead of going up 2 floors.
That is true. So, I mean, that is the other possible thing is the seed set it to where he would go up the set number of floors and he'd restarted on floor 1, made its way to floor 3, but since Spirits talked him on 5, it's Steiner math. It makes sense in my head.
Yeah, no. Ham's peeking all these red chests. It's got to be killing him not to check him. And yeah, Jerkbird's on floor 2. This is a little slow for High Spirits. So what he has to do in this situation is he has to talk to Jerkbird on floor 2, force him up to floor 3, and then go fight him on floor 3. And the trek back to him on floor 2 is rather annoying. Spirits looks a little lost there. What he has to do there is go back to floor 2, loop around, and then blow up a wall and go up the left side. Opting to go to 4th floor. This will also get him in the same location.
Yeah, it's a really bad spot.
Yeah. And it looks like there was annoying fights on whichever side he would have picked to fight him on anyways. So 6 one way, half done the other. Yeah, it looks like Ice Pyramid was loaded this seed. I've spied about, what, 6 red chests?
Something like that?
Yeah, Ham making decent progress through the pyramid, though. There wasn't a lot of unnecessary encounters in his way. Most of the encounters are basically along the critical path in those narrator corridors where you can't avoid those fights anyways. I'll be interested to see if he opens this glass door. If he does, we'll hopefully see what that item is.
Yeah. Watch it just be the Apollo helmet.
Yeah, I've opened that sliding glass door before and then forgotten to go back and grab the item out of said sliding glass door. So
yep,
it's a possibility. Like forgetting that Bone Dungeon wasn't cleared.
Yeah, you hate to see it. And there it is for High Spirits. It's gonna climb on. He's going to check the room. Be disappointed.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna climb on back.
Yeah, chat. Flaring Ice Golem is the epitome of that meme where the guy is just like grabbing his smooth face and feeling really satisfied. It's so nice to see 4,000 damage pop up on a boss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the only time you see that much damage done.
Unless it's a crit from Mega Flare without fire resistance.
Yeah. High Spirits not realizing you could have taken the Dragon Claw, so killing a few seconds he didn't need to kill.
Yeah, Wildham accidentally falling down the only pitfall he didn't want to go down. Now has to go back to Ice Golem room. So both of our runners losing a little bit of time. I think nerves are getting to them a little bit. You know, these
only because he did not get that exit spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's okay. Just a quick fumble here, and we're back on track.
Sort of.
I think both of our runners are. I think Ham will come in a few minutes behind High Spirits in Dark King. So we'll see.
Depends on how the Jerkbird treats him.
Yeah, and also depends on if Wildham goes back and gets Kaylee too. I don't know how comfortable he is fighting Dark King without life.
I mean, considering all the red chests he's skipping, he must feel pretty comfortable because he knows he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Now, he is grabbing red chest on the way out. I'm wondering if he's going to dip over to the left-hand side of the pyramid now and go get all those checks that he forgot to grab.
Oh. Ooh, Kaylee or Phoebe on High Spirit side taking the crit from Arrow.
Yeah, but using that life very wisely, just going to go ahead and top her off, and she's up like there's no problem at all.
Yeah, except for that crit she took, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's a little bit of a crit damage, you know?
He's in the crit RNG, because that's 3 in a row.
That's not something you want to see.
No.
Ham probably kicking himself now, finding exit, though is going to be able to check that red chest over there on the right side of this room. Apollo helmet.
There. Well, a little more defense. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. This chest was also not checked by High Spirits. This could have something good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this
Sun Coin.
Yep. This jerk bird is being a jerk. Go figure.
And there's the Sun Coin.
Womp womp.
Yep. Wildham not exiting back to Foresta, though, so it doesn't look like a Kaylee dive is in the cards just yet.
And he forgot he has the wake water. He could still check the back of Focus Tower.
Could. North Focus Tower is on the table, but I think on his mind right now is just trying to get to the end. He feels a little bit behind, more than likely. And deciding to brave this without life, it looks like this is going to be a bold play from Wildham. We'll see if it pays off for him.
I don't like this play, but I like to play it safe. But he's at level 18 with no life.
I mean, chat loves this, right? This is the kind of stuff that, you know, this is the stuff you guys came here to see. You came to see people play risky, take chances. You came to see a race, right, chat?
Well, I mean, sure. I think we're just here for suffering, but, I mean, racing's fine.
I need you to calm down there, Kaz.
I know.
Here, just to suffer.
I know several people in chat are here just to watch High Spirits suffer, because that's what we do.
Oh, seeing a lot of good names pop up in chat here from the community. Nice to see you guys come out and support these two runners. Yeah, Joker pointing out this play doesn't work out a lot of the time, but hey, 60% of the time it works every time. So you know.
Yeah.
This does make this Wildham's race to lose at this point. He is bulking up, trying to get the level 20 for that extra spell slot. It looks like a little bit of extra HP.
Yeah, meanwhile, High Spirits is getting the full jerk treatment.
And that bird is giving him the business.
Yeah, he just needed one more level to be able to survive a lot of that.
Ham strategically picking his fights here. Notice he's going for encounters that give him 3 enemies and a little bit more experience, opting not to take those double Thanatos fights. Trying to maximize these fights that he's getting to make sure he gets the level 20 as quickly as possible. A gargoyle double in the way, though, is annoying to see.
Yeah, gargoyles. That is one of my least favorite. Those and sphinxes. In vanilla, easily my least favorite encounters in the game. You just can't kill them quickly.
Yeah. It's annoying to like come across those enemies that you have to spend like 2 to 3 turns on, and especially with the Thanatoses that heal other enemies.
Oh, I just realized they don't have the cure spell either.
Oh yeah, no, Wildham is probably gonna push Mr. President strats real hard. Viridia is literally gonna be a punching bag for the Dark King while Phoebe does all the heavy lifting this one.
And by heavy lifting, I think you mean lifting Viridia's dead body over and over again.
With the occasional cast of white, of course.
Oh, the one she gets off on the first turn?
There's a couple opportunities in there. Viridia is decently stacked with resistances, as we've noticed. And even got some noble armor for some extra defense. There's our tin can. Hiding out on the way up to the final boss.
That's great.
So yeah, it looks like white might have had our Gaia armor. It also could have been a North Focus Tower. I don't think we're going to find out tonight, chat. That armor is lost to the winds that it resists. Sorry.
Oh, man.
That double shank with the Dragon Claw, that Dark King, I don't think it was intentional. If it was, that's great.
All right, and we get to hear one of the best final boss musics on the Super Nintendo.
That's 4 attacks. 5. 6. This is a fat king, y'all.
I mean, I think all of our bosses except Ice Golem have been pretty beefy. Of course, with Ice Golem, you can't tell when, 4,000 damage comes out.
Yeah, that is 10 attacks on phase 1. So to bring chat up to speed, if you're not familiar with how we've been rolling these seeds of the tournament, bosses have that's 11 attacks to trip out of phase 1. Very long phase 1. All of our bosses have HP pools that can roll between 100% to 150% or somewhere in between for each of their phases. So all 4 of Dark King phases here has the potential to be vanilla HP or 150% of his vanilla values. So where you get those extra chunky Dark Kings is that 150% you saw in phase 1. That being said, we could have some vanilla phase 2, 3, 4. We'll see how it rolls out. High Spirit's getting his Sky Coin now. Probably going to be making a beeline for Max Shep.
Oh, yeah. Because, he's feeling a little bit behind now. Especially with that awful Pazuzu fight.
Yeah, you take a dive on Pazuzu 1 or 2 times, you really start to feel the pressure.
Did he wipe there? I don't think he did. I think he just got rocked.
I thought he took a dive. I'm not 100% sure. Chat, keep me honest. Did High Spirits die, or do you just have a really bad fight?
Oh, he did wipe once? Okay.
Okay. I thought I saw a game over screen on my left.
Meanwhile, High Spirits is level 20, same as wildham, so I don't see him taking any extra fights, so...
Yep. Ham setting up for some emergency strats here. Gets lucky with the gold web on Rydia there while he does a triage turn. Nope, set up for a defense. That wasn't luck, that was planned. Yeah, it looked like we had a vanilla phase 2, so 100%. Phase 3, though, being kind so far. There's Spider Kids. This is, when you get hit once with Mr. President strats, you basically consider that you're going to die the next turn. So this is going in a decent order where every other turn you're going to see attacks out of Phoebe. That's ideally how this setup is going to go for the rest of this fight.
Ideally. We'll see if it works.
There's only one attack that can throw this pattern out of whack, and that's going to be Laser. If Ben gets lasered in 1 turn killed on a non-triage turn, that is going to throw a wrench in this strategy, and then you basically have to pray to RNGesus that you don't get gold webbed or silver webbed.
Or silver webbed into gold webbed.
Ugh, don't even speak that into existence. It's so awful and it feels so bad.
We have all had it happen.
Yeah, you don't earn your wings in this randomizer until you get double webbed. Out of all the seeds that I've commentated and ran so far in this tournament, this has got to be the most polite king I've seen so far. I've not seen a single laser attack come out of this guy.
No, I haven't either, so that means High Spirit's going to be getting lasered into oblivion, isn't it?
Potentially. I mean, this is still Wildham's race to lose, especially with the High Spirit starting this fight. If Ham takes a dive now, this is High Spirit's fight race to take.
Yeah, and Spirit's going to be playing a little looser because he does have the life spell on Benjamin, or Weeaman, rather. So, you're not going to see the highly defensive Mr. President strats.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. If you come in here with life, you tend to think that you can go in a little more aggressive, and that can sometimes come back and bite you in the butt. Finally seeing a laser from Dark King, though. It is on a triage turn, so thankfully doesn't throw Ham's pattern out of whack. And we got to be getting close to phase 4 here. Yep, there it is.
Alright, we've gone all Cthulhu, so let's see.
Last phase here. Seeing some full send comments in the chat. And hold. We don't know how fat this phase 4 is.
And their High Spirit's actually already picking up PB, so...
Already making great use of that life spell. Probably going to get through this phase 2 faster than Ham did because he can go full tilt like this and not have to worry about her dropping.
Yeah.
Ham sticking to safety, though. He doesn't know what turn could be his last, so really on the knife's edge here. Probably feeling the pressure. We're very close to time, though. I can't imagine this can go on for another couple turns.
Yeah, I don't think it'll last too much longer.
Still being very kind, letting Wildham keep his pattern for defense. And that's time for Wildham!
Alright, GG's to Wildham. With an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 23 seconds. So GG's to our randomizer creator. So yeah, game 3 is on the deck. We're gonna talk to Wildham and High Spirits, see if they have a day set up for that.
It's always great to see these matches go to round 3. Especially for the chat.
Yeah. Alright, as Wildham runs through the credits here, we're gonna focus back on the High Spirit side of things, where he gets a laser and a silver web.
Yep. Laser in the web. Let's see if she breaks out of it immediately. Shoots herself in the face and down the poison.
He got out of it immediately.
True. Death is the sweet release you need to get not confused.
Yeah, I didn't say it was the way he wanted to get out of it, but he got out of it. Alright, looks like we're going to be joined by Wildham here momentarily, our winner for tonight. As, you know, High Spirits just keeps casting Nuke and Holy, or White and Flare, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Again, this could pay off for him for a quicker kill overall. Being more aggressive. Ham just, you know, getting better checks and, you know, not having a white won him the day in this one.
Yeah. Ooh. Taking some damage here.
Yeah, no, phase 2 does not pull any punches. Every single one of these attacks does about 560 plus damage, besides Cure Bow, but that has another double edge to it where it's, 475 damage, but it cures Dark King for 1,000. So basically setting you back half a spell cast.
It could also still trip him into phase 3 though, so there is that.
Yeah, so it's a matter of if you like phase 3 better than phase 2. It's like, do I deal with nothing but raw, deadly damage, or do I go ahead and fight a giant spider who can just mess my day up? Decisions.
Choices.
But original Gilgamesh form here.
Oh yeah.
Green Gilgamesh.
And I think we figured this out last time you and I commentated together. This game came out before Final Fantasy V.
True,
so
Gilgamesh is the pretender.
Got the original Gilgamesh here.
I gotta say though, man, I love the sprite work in this game. There's so much detail in the enemy sprites, especially with the limitations they have. It's beautiful.
For a game for 1991, yeah.
And that's so smart for them to make transforming sprites to show how far in the fight you are.
Yeah, to show that, hey, this is a new phase or a new thing's gonna happen. They did a great job in getting people into RPGs and letting them know how basic things like that worked.
Yeah. Oh, is this gonna trip? There it is.
Whee!
Never fails. You gotta see at least one person have a cure into phase 3.
Ah, never fails at all.
Yeah, bosses have not been kind to spirits. I don't think he's had a single fight go smoothly for him in this race. He had
Ice Golem, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, we don't count Golem as a boss. He's like just an extra thick normal mob. He had
if you have flair.
Yeah, no, he was a knockdown drag-out fight with Rex. Wyvern was pretty nasty to him as well. Pazuzu didn't do him any favors, and King has given him the business.
Now, I think Wyvern was actually kinder to him than he was to Wildham.
But Wyvern isn't kind to anybody.
Yeah.
Again, making use of that life spell, such a boon to him. This would be very, very different if neither of our runners had gotten life, but High Spirit's taking that chance getting that life spell. While it didn't win him the race tonight, he's making this a much safer fight.
Yep. For better or worse. Now, opting to... No, I mean, I guess that works since he did get silver webbed, but...
Yeah, double life is also a good alternative to Mr. President strats. If you can go ahead and prep life on Ben and Phoebe to life each other, and Phoebe goes down, or Ben goes down, then you basically have a party ready to set to do damage next turn.
Yeah, that's kind of how I do it when I'm running low levels.
Yeah, I always love the comments from the speedrunning community for Mystic Quest, because I feel like they always come in and they see this and they're like, why are you so low level? It's like, well, I didn't have to fight half the fights y'all have to fight to start. And,
right.
And besides HP, levels really don't matter for this fight.
By the way, there's only half the enemies to begin with, and we shuffle them around, so we don't even have to deal with them most of the time. So...
Yeah. Now, enemy density can be set in the randomizer. If you want to have the full vanilla experience and, or even crank it up, you can put enemy density up to like 200%. So if you really just want to, if you want to be a battle maniac and slog your way through every dungeon, that's an option for you.
That's a big if, though.
Yeah, Joker also pointing out 0% is an option. So if you want to crank your experience curve all the way to the max and make battlefields and bosses your only source of XP, you set enemies to 0% density and you run through these dungeons.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of options in this randomizer.
Honestly, setting it to 0 gives it its own form of challenge, because you have to rely on battlefields and bosses for your XP. So...
Yeah, I love, as we're wrapping up here, I don't see high spirits taking a
No.
dive here. But as we wrap up here, I really do love randomizers with options, and I think that's what wildham has done a great job of bringing to us with this randomizer. So many options for customization and making every run as fresh as possible. And this is still a young randomizer. This is just a little bit over a year old. There's so much more that could be added to this.
Actually, we're creeping up on 2 years old.
Oh yeah,
I think next month?
time flies, man.
Dude.
Yeah, high spirits getting really lucky with these aggressive strats here. I imagine. Yep, there's time.
Crack boom. That is time for high spirits with an official race time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 43 seconds. Throw some GGs out for high spirits. The man, the myth, the beard.
And we'll see if we can't get both of our runners up in here for the booth for a post-game interview. Looks like they were scheduling out round 3, so I'll leave the revealing on when that's going to be to them.
Yeah, it looks like Mr. Beard is here. Welcome, welcome, as well as Mr. Wildham. GG's to you both.
GG.
Keeping it entertaining, I see. Making us go to match 3. I love to see it.
What can I say? I'm the showman.
You guys put on a great seed. A lot of divergence straight from the beginning. A lot of interesting plays. And starting off with our match winner here, Ham. How did you feel going in lifeless to Dark King there?
That was a bit scary, but at least this time we had the shield, we had fire resistance, so like you call it, VIP strat usually works well in that kind of situation.
Yeah, no, you had a very, very friendly Dark King, I think. I only saw laser get thrown out one time, and it was on a turn. You were already prepping to heal, so you weren't thrown off your pattern for a wombo combo. Ultimately winning you the victory tonight. Throwing it over to high spirits. How'd you feel about the routing in this one? I saw you had a strong start, slugging it out with a Rex, and then it just kind of felt like the world opened up. How'd you feel tackling that decision paralysis?
I felt the opposite. I'm like, why am I fighting this thing right now? It's taking me way too long.
Yeah,
that was my thought. It's like, I should have just left once I got the bombs, but it's like, I'll see what's in here. And I'm like, oh, I got the multi-key. That gives me access to, I got the things I needed to get to Windier right away. I'm like, oh, cool. This will be easy. And then once we left, it's like, oh, there's the river coin. So that, the advantage I thought I could have got from that was gone instantly.
Yeah, no, it was the first major point of divergence. Both of you went to the opposite battlegrounds. Ham went right, you went left. No, other way around. But then, both of you got the Rex, and Ham dipped after the first wipe, and it really kind of opened up the variance for you two. How did you feel fading those chests you saw in Pyramid? Because I think you skipped about 2 or 3 red chests from what I saw, Spirits.
I skipped one way at the end because it's a backtrack one, and the other one I missed was because I was in go mode at that point. I was just seeing if I could find wind resistance, which I really would have loved to have for Pazuzu.
Yeah, the guy armor is nowhere to be found. Neither of you found it. It's got to either be in North Focus Tower, somewhere in the Alive Forest, or potentially, behind a check somewhere else. No one. There wasn't a lot of places that you guys wanted to.
Gale.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of places you guys wanted to visit with. How stacked this was. How'd you guys feel about this basically being a jet seed? You guys were pretty loaded most of the seed.
Except for Rex, other than that.
Yeah. Other than the Rex.
Yeah, we were short on. We had the 2 pieces of equipment that mattered, at least.
Yeah,
but having the and the fire resist, I guess you could say. But I really, really wanted that wind resistance. And other than that, I just felt behind because of the bouncing around. I'm glad I did Kaylee as soon as I did too, but
Yeah, no, her holding not just the captain's cap, but life was huge. Ham, what made you decide to dip and check Kaylee? Was it just the fact that you had to double back for Bone Dungeon?
Yeah, I was just getting there. I was just going there, and so I thought, I can just do the Kelly check and then go back to Windsor to get Phoebe and then do Pazuzu's Tower. So that felt pretty natural, but then I forgot to talk to Ribbon's dad, so I didn't get life in the end. I kind of had my head on this one.
It's all right. I mean, you showed that you don't necessarily need life to get through it. It is definitely a great boon, though. We were talking about the differences in approaches to the final fight that you could take if you have life in the arsenal. And I wanted to ask both of you, and I'll start with Ham. Do you have basically kind of a playbook that you bring into the final fight, depending on what equipment or spells you have available?
Not specifically. I mean, there's a really strat to it, which is like I said, the VIP strat or the more all gun blazing strat, which is a bit more risky. And if you have good defense, like so if you have life, if you have cure, then you can be a bit more risky with it. But the otherwise, having suffered missing Aegis shield and all that, I wonder if it is worth it to maybe search a bit more for these pieces of armors.
Fair enough. Well, how about you, Spirits? Do you have kind of a game plan with how much you're missing, whether or not you're going to take that dive or go in missing a few pieces of equipment or spells?
Not really. I would just be like, this feels like an uncomfortable level. I'm going to go do a late battleground or experience battleground or something, I almost leveled to 21. I thought about taking one more fight on the ship, because I know I'm close to 21, but it's like, nah, I felt like it was good enough at that point. I had everything I needed, but I don't have a contingency. Just play it, just route it on the fly.
Fair enough. Sometimes flying by the seat of your pants pays off. And I mean, both of you did play it relatively by the book in terms of levels. I think both of you were level 20 going into King.
Yeah.
But 20 is the bare minimum, so.
I mean, 16's the minimum to live through white if you really want to play risky. But yeah, no, 20 is a nice, comfortable place. You can live through almost every attack except for laser. You get 5 spell charges. It really is a nice place to be. So match 3, we've been kind of building up chat to the anticipation. And I saw you two talking about it. What's the date for y'all's final round?
Tomorrow night, 9 p.m.
There we go, chat. Go ahead and set your reminders and get your calendars on. We'll figure out which Speedgaming channel it's going to be. Go ahead and feel free to check the schedule tomorrow to figure out which channel that race is going to be on. But you heard it here first. High Spirits versus Wildham match 3 tomorrow, 9 p.m. So final thoughts before we go into the game 3. Ham, since you won, we'll go ahead and throw it to you first.
I'm happy. I got at least one win against High Spirits. My tournament, and now everything is great after that. And I'm looking forward to the rest tomorrow. Thank you for you and Big Daryl for doing the commentaries to this race. And
GG, congrats on the win, and I will see you tomorrow to see if we can close this out.
Awesome. Well, and thank you both so much for participating. We wouldn't be able to put it on this show without the runners who sign up and, run in the tournament. So really, truly, thank you guys for, showing off this amazing randomizer. Thank you, Ham, for making it. I don't think any of us would be here without your ingenuity here. Daryl, do you have any final thoughts for our runners here?
No, I am actually pretty good. You've done a good job asking the things I was going to ask. And yeah, I want to say GG to our runners. Sad that the first time I get to call him for High Spirits, he has some rough fights, but I'm hoping to be able to catch these two tomorrow for their game 3, where we will determine who goes on to the next round. But all right. On that note, everybody, we are going to wrap it up here. Thank you all very much for coming and checking us out on this fun Tuesday evening. Once again, I am Big Daryl 1986. I was joined tonight along with Hebbinks, and our tracker Nutmeg, who has gone ahead and retired for the night. But once again, thank you all for coming out. Have a good rest of your evening, and we will see you again very soon.